Hey precious souls, Dr. Karin here. I am here to talk to you about what is so important for 2018 this year as we're starting to really ignite and expand into a whole new level of being as spiritual beings that are having this physical experience on this earth. There's no mistake that each one of us is here right now. There's no mistake that you and I are connecting right now. And part of the message that I've been really called to teach, and it's part of it is the mastermind that I just created on my website that I hope you join because it is life-changing. And I'm calling it Root Down, Fire Up, because the two things that I feel like are so important to help us to connect as far as like a spiritual journey and something that you want to level up your spiritual practice and your connection to divine, to source, to God, whatever word you want to put on that higher amazing being. What is so important is that we learn to root ourselves down into Mother Earth and into the creative energy and the energy that is meant to heal and help enliven and empower and just help us to live a life that is more connected to God, because you guys, nature is God. God is nature. Like to step outside is to immediately connect to God in tactile form. You can't help but raise your vibration the second you step outside. Your vibration, your spiritual your spiritual experience automatically raises up, especially if you start experiencing it with your five senses. And if you start, when you go out there, to really touch, feel, smell, taste the air, be really present with nature. Mother Earth has been really calling us. I mean, Mother Earth is a very beautiful part of this divine energy. I mean, it is about the creation of Earth, and we're returning to Earth. Thank goodness right now, like crystals have been really trending and are really popular because we're starting to really tune in to this powerful source of energy that is right beneath our feet. And right now, wherever you are, like if you can just sit for a minute, this is part of what I really can't wait for you guys to learn, is to know how to root down. And this can be a really quick meditation. I teach it in my mastermind. I teach it all the time in my courses when I'm working with clients. And that is to sit and just to feel yourself growing roots, imaginary roots, down from your spiritual being, your physical being, into the earth. And just, if you intend on this kind of thing energetically, those of us that understand energy, you're actually creating something. You're an amazing creator. So just like when you pray, if you're a praying person, or if you like have hope and faith that things will work out as you ask, when you're intending on something during a meditation experience and you're asking for a certain energy to show up, it will show up. You likely are not able to see it, but non-physical responds to you. Now the cool thing is that Earth is physical. Like, she is right here beneath us. So I have this fire behind me because I love using the element of fire right now in rituals, and to remember, you know, the core of our earth is almost the exact same temperature of the sun. It is like off by like a very small amount. So if you can imagine, right beneath your feet is a vibrating, energetic, you can't feel the vibration because it's so tight, but it's under you, and she's waiting all the time for us to connect to her and find a connection, a oneness with her and with God and with each other. And it's the quickest way. So right now, as you're listening, just take a deep breath and just picture roots growing out of your whatever you have that's closest to the earth, and picture those roots going into the earth, like cracking through the beautiful stone and all the colors and all of the different textures of the earth, and connecting down to where all the minerals are and all the gems are, and where the heat is. And as you get down there, that heat, you know, it's not a heat that hurts, it's a heat that enlivens you and empowers you. So picture the core of the earth, the very energy that is at the core of the earth, coming back up through those roots and coming back up through the intention that you have to root into an energy that is more powerful than anything we can even imagine. And draw that into you and ask for what you need. You know, you can, this is really powerful if you go outside and do it, or if you sit in your water and do it, if you sit against a tree and do it, and ask. I do it all the time. I sit and ask Mother Earth and the trees and the water to bring things to me, to send things away from me that I no longer need in my life, and ask for help. There's so much angelic power in the earth, and if we can root into her and become one with her energetically and spiritually, we're going to receive so much more in our life, because she's just waiting. All you have to do is ask. And the other part about firing up is when you are meditating or praying or just wanting to connect, whatever you think is the divine or the higher power, some call him God, him, source, Father God, Mother God, whatever you want to call the universe, it's fine. The source of all love responds to whatever name you give him or her. It's actually a combination of both. It's not a gender. It's all of the above. It's actually in each one of us. It's the light that is in each one of us. We each have a part of the Creator, the power that creates worlds inside of us. So what I do is I picture like a like a shaft going up from me, coming down from heaven. And I always ask that white light come and surround me, and that white light blesses me, and that God, that I always ask too, that only those energies, entities, and beings, and loved ones, and guides, and angels, or whoever you think is around you in non-physical, maybe it's Jesus, maybe it's Buddha, maybe it's a loved one that passed on, maybe it's your grandmother, maybe it's your angels, maybe it's just God, whatever you believe is around you is, because they make sure you can feel it. They give you signs all the time. That's another podcast. Just ask that they surround you with white light, and only those beings that are of the white light of God are allowed to be around you today. Those energies, entities, and beings that are not of the white light of God, tell them they must go, and that they're not allowed to be a part of your experience. And guess what? They have to go. So you root down, you fire up this connection with Source and with the beings and the angels and the guides that are here to serve your highest good. And it is so. And you, at the very end, you give gratitude and you ask that it is so. I just wanted to give you that as a starter. I'm going to start doing more videos here on my YouTube channel, and I'm going to start doing more podcasts. Right now I have the Dr.Karin show on the Lighter Side Network. I do a lot of this work. I have some really long meditations there. I want to do something really short here, just to share with you like who I am, give you part of my energy. I'm usually always in big funky earrings. I may cuss a little bit. I am like the badass reformed therapist that is here to like be totally real with you. I've been so called this year to do this mastermind, the Root Down Fire Up, which is on my drkarin.com website. Then I also have a Break the Rules challenge that is on there that is for women, that is all about breaking out of the old paradigm of fear and suffering and tending to everybody else but ourselves, and getting you back to a point where you are connected to your authentic self, and you're breaking the rules, and you're being a spiritual badass, and you're like breaking free. And that is because that is what I have experienced the past several years. Several years. I am a PhD trained therapist, so I have a great clinical background. So I know the research, but I also know what I've experienced in the past several years since my awakening. And I know that there is a power and a healing that comes from Source that I was not taught about in school. Most of us weren't taught about it. And it is non-judgmental. That Source of all love loves you no matter what. And I'm here to convince you of that. I'm here to convince you that life is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be liberated from fear. And you are here to have a good time and not to live in suffering anymore, but to root into the power of the earth and to fire up the light that is inside of you, not encumbered by fear or guilt or shame or resentment or any of those low vibrational emotions. But you're here to live a life that is liberated and that is free and that is fun and that has this great, gigantic, you get like a trophy of freedom, like you're awarded it. It is yours. You don't have to be encumbered by the old paradigms anymore, that you have to take care of everyone else but yourself, or that you have to be afraid, or that you have to go through suffering before you have fun. I know I'm starting to preach right now, but I wanted to let you guys know what I'm about. I'm going to give you more of this. I have so much more of it on my website, and you can go to the lightersidenetwork.com and see my show. There is a subscription with that. It's so small. It's like $6.99, and you get tons and tons of shows. There's all kinds of cool spiritual stuff going on there. I mostly do interviews, and I love it. You're going to be seeing more of me. I hope I see more of you. All right, go out and kick butt today. Fire it up. I'll see you next time.